Hi all my beautiful people. I hope you can see me. It's 7 o'clock in the morning and I'm in my little hut, which I'll show you one day from the outside. It's very small, about 2.5 meters by 3 meters I think. So welcome to our Sunday shining, and I'll just turn the camera a bit to get a little bit more light in. So here we are in my little cabin, and with no electricity, which is a good little experience for me, but with a little candle you can get a lot of light really. So I've been up for nearly 3 hours now and done my little morning routine, different things, and it's nice and warm in here because I have a little gas heater, or a big gas heater, which was very cheap, and with those gas bottles, so it's so nice and cozy in here. And outside it's actually quite light, there's more light, but I'm sitting in here because it's warm. So because it's cooling down now, we're going towards October, which is autumn, and yeah, I just want to be nice and comfy while I'm doing this Sunday shining. So thank you for all your comments and all the love you share in your comments. It's just really yeah, it was just brought me to tears to just feel your care and your good wishes for me. So it was very powerful to sense your reaction. And I just really get this unity feeling, how we are all united and we wish good for each other. And on the other channel somebody asked about my relationship to my husband, which has ended now. I'm divorced now. So and he wished for us that we weren't parted, and we can just touch on this. Not that this is to be a personal thing, but it is, I think it's good to touch on these things, because for many people, probably most people in relationships, this is a theme, and I think very few relationships are making it, or maybe that's a wrong way of putting it. They're not meant to continue. They're simply not meant to continue. And really, this is such a huge subject, but really a relationship will never end, because it will always be there, especially if you've had children together, and you've sensed a very deep connection. It's always going to be there. You can't erase it, I feel. So so what can I say, which is a good way to put it? I think when you reach into the deeper levels of yourself, and really what I really see as being that you sense that you have awoken, you have awakened to your true self, and you really feel this heart connection with yourself. It becomes very difficult to live with someone who has not taken that step, and it can get to the point where you're actually hurting each other, and so in a way you can part because you love each other so much, not because you hate each other. And that's in a way, that's what I feel has happened to us. It's because of love that we leave each other, because whether or not you awaken is really a choice you make on a soul level, or somewhere in your being. Those of us who don't awaken, it's because we don't want to awaken yet. It's not right for us, and we wish to continue on a lower vibration, and where we are safe with the old life we had. And there's nothing evil about this, or you don't have a lower value because you do this. It's just a choice you make. And so the most healthy and the most just the right decision for us was to part. There's no doubt in my mind. So that is really the most loving thing that we could do. And it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. And but when we feel a lot of pain in our lives, it's often because there's something we really, really want. Like somebody who we love who has just died. We want to have that person and we can't have it. And so we are so sad. And in a way it is the ego. But when we feel we lose something, we are very sad. And I think also when you have children together, it just was such a deep wish for me for everything to be united. But it is united. I mean, the marriage institution, the marriage idea is really an institution. It's a concept that humans have made, and in many cultures there is no marriage. You actually have relationships with different people, and that's divine, a divine thing too. So we've just made it this way in our culture that you have one person and you choose to be with that one person, and that's the right thing to do. And for everyone that's the best. And that, I think, that whole way of thinking, I have to let that die. Because if a marriage is really suffocating you or giving you enormous amounts of pain, of course it is not good. Of course it is not good. So the new world we're going into is unity consciousness, and we are all one. We are all one family. And if there, as I see it, if there is to be any sort of institution or a way that we have bonds with each other, it's going to be on a very, very high level, and it will not limit you. It's an agreement you make that we will be bonded for a certain amount of time, and I just believe that those bonds or those agreements will be on a very high, very high vibrational, and so not like the old marriage idea. I don't know what it's going to look like, but yeah. So just going back to awakening and not awakening, I've mentioned this many, many times before, and in a way it's very difficult, and in a way it's very, very simple. So if you wish, as I see it, if you wish to have deep relationships, deep, loving, authentic relationships with people, you must come into the deep, authentic relationship with yourself. There is no way it's going to happen in any other way. You can't connect authentically and deeply, and where there is, you sense God's presence, and where there is deep peace. You can't do that with another person if you don't do that with yourself. It's impossible. And how do we get this deep, deep relationship with ourselves? Well, really, as I see it, it's already there. We are deeply connected with ourselves, but we became so hurt and so damaged through these thousands and thousands of years of generation after generation going through the pain of humanity and all this distortion and all this enormous mess. Everything has been tied into a huge knot, and that creates a barrier between you and your deep connection, which is already there. And the only way you're going to be deeply connected with yourself and really unite, come into the love that you already are, the only way you're going to do that is to go through that pain, to acknowledge that pain, to take it layer by layer. And it's not easy. But when you choose to do it, and because you know that the goal in the end is that you will be transformed, when you do it, when you make the choice, everything's, of course, is easier. And I think the light's coming now. Get the camera down a bit. It's a little bit messy, but yeah. When you choose with yourself, I wish to be deeply connected with the love that I am. So I feel, when I am with myself, I feel so good. I feel full of peace, full of love, full of trust, no matter what. I want to do this, and I realize that the reason why I am not in this state is that I'm holding on to some old pain, maybe from my parents, maybe from other ancestors, whatever. There's something blocking my way, and I will go through those blocks. When you decide this, it will happen, and you will be helped. But as long as you're caught in the ego, and you will keep telling yourself, well, it's not there, and it doesn't matter, and it's a, oh no, this is much more exciting, we're going on this trip, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that, and you're just not going to go, it's not going to happen. You're going to stay in your ego, and that's okay too. So, but two people who wish to be deeply connected, this process has to happen. There's no way around it. So I'm just sharing what I feel I've learned on my path and how this works for me. So, yeah, these Sunday shinings are just really important. Yeah. I want to focus more on these Sunday shinings, because it's our spiritual growth, and what I'm doing in my life, and whether or not all the things that I'm doing, it's not so important. So this is what I will be doing more on this channel, not so much on the other channel, because all the things in my outer life are not so important, although there's been great change for me. So one of the things I was given this week was that the whole thing of what really matters, and so I'll just go into this. Where you are in this world does not matter. What you do does not matter. How old you are does not matter. How well or sick you are does not matter. How rich you are, poor you are, does not matter. How beautiful you are does not matter. What you have ever done does not matter. What you will ever do does not matter. So what matters? What matters is your state of mind. That's the only thing that matters. There is nothing that really matters apart from that. And your state of mind is really whether or not you choose the light. And the light is your light, your love, your inner truth, which is the kingdom of God. And that's what makes the whole difference. So I got this. First the light, and then the life. First the light, and Jesus says this: seek ye first the kingdom of God, and everything else will be given to you. Go there first, always. in this moment, and in the next moment, and in the next moment. Go there first. Go to the kingdom of God, which is right there where you are, in the center of your being, which is your deep self. That's all it really is. It's your true deep self, your true nature. It's your divine self. It's God within. Go there first. Just do that. Just stop being so caught up in, oh, but I live here now, and I don't live there now, and it's a sunny day today. No, it's raining today. All that stuff that has been the habit of mankind, to be so caught up in all that stuff. Just let that go and go into the kingdom of God. Ah, it feels so good. I'm here, I'm present, I'm me. Feel it, be there, and notice how you are in a godly state. You sense that you are God. And everything else fades, whether it's raining or sunshine, whether you live by the coast or you live in the middle of a desert, does really not matter. And when you're deeply anchored in this state, you can get up out of this chair, off this floor, whatever you're going to do, wherever you are in this world, and everything you do, everything you engage in will be divine. It will be. You will sense this godly present within all, and your focus is no longer on the importance of what you're doing and where you are. The importance is gone. It's not important. There's things you want to do this day, or maybe you're going to have a day where you lie in bed or lie on your couch. I did that yesterday. Most of the time I was just lying down. and that does not matter whether you do more or less nothing. What matters is that you are in the kingdom of God. Your state of mind is divine, in the divine oneness. And when you sense this, you realize that you are already doing all that you need to do, really. Because you are being, you are manifesting God's light. You are being God on earth, even though you're lying still on your bed, or maybe spending some time on your computer, whatever you're doing, which seems very inactive. You are doing all you really need to do. You are in your God self. And everything you do, you sense how you don't have to work so hard on your mindset, because your mind is really already anchored in love. So you don't need to think very much at all, really, because you know that in this state of being, it's like God will take your hand over to this thing and over to that thing, and I'm going to put up one of those rain gutters today. Maybe I'll get it done. I've been wanting to do it for some days. Maybe I won't get it done. It doesn't really matter, because I will get it done when it's divine timing. I know that. And if it's going to be very tricky and difficult for me, I know that's what's meant to be too. So the concept of worry doesn't really appear anymore, because you know that everything is in divine order. This is so beautiful. So first the light of who you are, and then your life. And what we have been doing for thousands and thousands of years is we've been completely enmeshed. Is that the word, enmeshed? We've been completely 100% focusing on our life. This is my life, and this is my looks, and this is my money, and this is like my this and this, and that's me, and there was no light. It became darkness because there was no light. We lost ourselves. We weren't there. We were a concept. And now the awakening process that we're going through, we who wish, is that everything is turned around. And what before was very important is more or less unimportant. It doesn't matter. So yeah, that was one thing. I wrote a few things down. Let's have a look. If I can see. I can't see much. Yeah. That was really it. Let's have some tea. So yeah, so I made this film called New Land, New Life, which in a way is really the old way of seeing things, because you can move to a new block of land and still have the same life, because you're taking the same way of living with you. So it is by changing, it is by, the land I live on is not important. What is important is my state of mind, or my state of being. That's what's important. And if I wish to create something new on this land, I have to be new first within. And to become new is to become God, my God self, because that's the most fresh thing that exists, because that is that is the inner life. That is the creator, our creator being. It is completely fresh because it's always creating new. There's no old concepts in it. So yeah, so I'm focusing on that very much now, and can feel it's it's really true and really important. So whatever I do, wherever I go, I focus on this. Do I feel my God self? No matter what, no matter when, no matter how. Do I feel that first? And then I can do my thing. And the people I meet on my path, wherever I go, I will be inspiring them to do the same. And really what I'm doing is I'm mirroring their God self. They can see their own true self when they look at me. They're seeing themselves. And when they sense it, it feels very comfortable and very joyful, without you saying anything. They will be, maybe that's enough for them to make the decision inside. I want to go that path. I want to feel that peace and that joy. And yeah, just going away from that old way of thinking, which I've mentioned so many times, that what did you achieve in your life? Have you done anything? This we see is not, well, we realize that the greatest thing you can ever do is be your God self. And I think, I mean, especially in a church setup, but as I can see it in our society, the church is very much an institution for people who, for the funerals and for the christenings and for the weddings and all this, and it creates that structure for people who are going through these different ceremonies. But for me, really, the church is a place of love and God's light, and but really, yes. So we are a little church. We are a temple, each and every one of us. So when we go about our day, when we keep reminding ourselves that I want to be the light, I want to be the love, I just want to be it, then you are you're bringing what Christ tried to teach us. So you are being a little church in this world. And the more difficult things happen around us, the more I think it's a reminder to us that do it. As God keeps saying to me, just do it. Just do it. Don't worry, just do it. Just do it. Be the light. So yeah, I think we'll leave the Gabriel message for today, and maybe I should not read them anymore. I don't know. I'll just have a feel. But yeah, I'm glad I got my camera working and my system going so that I can upload to you again and have this little wonderful connection with you. So I wish you all a really beautiful Sunday, full of the light, feeling the light. So see you soon. Bye.